Sayaka's story begins with a choice that appears harmless, almost childish. She asks her mother to transfer schools, not because of academics, not because of bullying, but simply because the uniform of the new school looks prettier. At that age, beauty feels more urgent than the future, and appearance seems more powerful than effort. No one, least of all Sayaka herself, realizes that this small decision will quietly place her on a path where she will be judged, dismissed, and nearly erased long before she understands what she has lost. From the very first day at her new school, she is drawn into a circle of girls who live by one rule only. Looking good matters more than anything else. They teach her how to shorten her skirt, how to curl her hair. Their days are filled with laughter, selfies, late nights, and the thrill of being noticed. In that world, classrooms are nothing more than waiting rooms between moments of pleasure. Lessons pass unheard, notebooks remain blank, and grades fall silently, almost politely, as if they too have learned not to demand attention. What begins as play gradually hardens into habit. Sayaka does not choose to give up on learning. She simply never notices the moment she stops trying. By the time high school arrives, the consequences become visible. Sayaka and her friends are placed into the lowest ranked class, a group already abandoned by expectations. Teachers enter the room with resignation in their eyes. Some no longer bother to teach. Others openly express contempt. The word hopeless hangs in the air, unspoken, yet unmistakable. In this classroom, failure is not a possibility, but an identity. The students accept it because resistance feels pointless. When you are told often enough that you are worthless, at home, Sayaka finds no refuge. Her father has already decided that she is a lost cause. His attention and pride are directed entirely toward her younger brother, whose athletic talent offers a future that can still be admired. Sayaka's mistakes are met with irritation, not concern. Her presence feels like an inconvenience, a reminder of disappointment. Slowly, without a single dramatic argument, the distance between father and daughter becomes permanent. Sayaka learns a cruel lesson early in life. Being ignored hurts more than being scolded. Her mother, gentle but overwhelmed, loves Sayaka deeply yet lacks the power to intervene. She does not understand the education system, nor does she know how to confront her husband's authority. Love, in this household, is quiet and easily drowned out by judgment. Sayaka grows up believing that effort is meaningless when no one expects anything from you. She stops imagining a future because imagination without permission feels dangerous. Instead, she accepts the label placed upon her, wearing it like a uniform she never chose. When Sayaka is later caught violating school rules, the incident only confirms what the adults already believe. The school treats her not as a student who made a mistake, but as proof that their judgment was correct all along. She is disciplined, isolated, and marked as a problem. No one asks why she behaves this way. No one asks what she might become. The system does not seek understanding. It seeks compliance. In that moment, Sayaka's life narrows into a single conclusion drawn by others. Yet beneath this surface of indifference and failure lies something fragile but essential. Sayaka is not lazy, nor is she incapable. She has simply never been taught that her effort could matter. When every voice around you insists that you are destined to fail, believing otherwise feels almost arrogant. And so, at the beginning of this story, Sayaka is not a girl who refuses to try. She is a girl who has never been shown a reason to believe. This is where her journey truly starts. Not with ambition, not with confidence, but with absence. The absence of expectation, the absence of guidance, and the absence of hope. Before Sayaka can rise, she must first be seen. And at this stage of her life, no one is looking. The incident that finally forces the adults to look at Sayaka does not come from her grades, but from a rule she breaks without much thought. A pack of cigarettes is found in her school bag, an unforgivable offense in an institution that values obedience more than understanding. Sayaka is summoned to the principal's office, where the atmosphere is cold and procedural. She is not asked how she feels or why she did it. Instead, she is given a choice disguised as guidance: confess, name everyone involved, and show repentance, or face expulsion. The school frames betrayal as responsibility, turning loyalty into a crime. For Sayaka, the question is painfully simple. She has already been abandoned by teachers and expectations. The only thing she still has is her bond with her friends. She refuses to sell them out, even if it costs her future. Her silence is interpreted as defiance. The administrators see not integrity, but stubbornness. In their eyes, Sayaka is once again proving that she cannot be trusted, that she does not deserve investment. The punishment follows swiftly. She is suspended indefinitely, stripped of her eligibility for direct university admission. The door to a normal academic path closes, without ceremony. Sayaka accepts the verdict with unsettling calm. By this point, she has already learned to expect disappointment. University feels like a distant concept meant for other people, not for someone like her. If society has already decided she will fail, then resisting that narrative feels pointless. She tells herself that her life will remain small, and that dreaming bigger would only lead to further humiliation. What the school does not anticipate is her mother's response. When summoned, Sayaka's mother does not beg or apologize. Instead, she asks a question that cuts through the room with quiet precision. She acknowledges that smoking is wrong, but challenges the values behind the punishment. Is the school truly teaching responsibility, or is it teaching students to sacrifice others for self-preservation? If protecting friends is considered immoral, then what kind of character is the school trying to cultivate? Her words are calm, yet impossible to dismiss. She states that if the institution believes betrayal is the foundation of education, she would rather withdraw her daughter entirely. For the first time, the authority in the room falters. The school retreats slightly, reducing the punishment from expulsion to suspension. But the damage is already done. Sayaka's path has been altered beyond repair. At home, Sayaka remains indifferent on the surface, but the consequences are heavy. She has lost her chance at a straightforward future. Even so, she does not ask for sympathy. It is her mother who quietly refuses to accept this ending. Instead of arguing with fate, she searches for alternatives. That is when she discovers a small cram school, known for taking in students others have already abandoned. It is not prestigious. It does not promise miracles, but it offers something far more dangerous: belief. She hands Sayaka a simple flyer and tells her that life does not end just because one door closes. Sayaka listens without enthusiasm, yet something shifts. For the first time, an adult is not telling her what she cannot do, but offering a place where failure is not a verdict. This moment marks the end of punishment and the beginning of possibility, though Sayaka herself does not realize it yet. Sayaka's first day at the cram school feels like stepping into a place that was never meant for her. Her clothes are flashy, her confidence misplaced, and her academic ability almost non-existent. When she meets Mr. Subota, she expects the familiar look of disappointment, the subtle judgment that usually appears before rejection. Instead, he studies her with curiosity rather than contempt. He does not comment on her appearance or scold her past behavior. He simply asks questions, listening carefully, as if her answers matter. This alone unsettles Sayaka more than any insult ever could. The truth reveals itself quickly. Sayaka takes a placement test and scores nothing at all. A perfect 0, undeniable and humiliating. She braces herself for ridicule, prepared to hear the word hopeless once again. But Mr. Sabota reacts differently. He praises her ideas, pointing out that her way of thinking is unusual, imaginative, even bold. He tells her that getting every answer wrong does not mean her mind is empty. It only means no one has ever taught her how to use it. In that moment, Sayaka hears something she has never heard before. Not encouragement, but recognition. Mr. Subota's teaching philosophy defies common sense. He does not ask about her past or demand apologies for previous failures. He focuses entirely on progress, no matter how small. To him, improvement is proof of potential. He treats Sayaka not as a burden, but as an unfinished work. When he suggests setting a goal, Sayaka assumes it will be modest, perhaps passing basic exams or entering an average school. Instead, he names one of the most prestigious universities in the country. The idea feels absurd. Sayaka laughs, dismissing it as a joke. She barely understands elementary-level material. How could she aim for an elite institution? Mr. Sabota does not argue with logic. He argues with possibility. He explains that attempting something impossible forces the mind to grow. Failure, he says, is not dangerous. Giving up is. He reframes ambition as an experiment rather than a promise. If she fails, she loses nothing. But if she tries, she might discover a version of herself she has never met. To make the idea less intimidating, he speaks lightly, even humorously, transforming fear into curiosity. Slowly, the impossible begins to feel less threatening. When Sayaka returns home and tells her mother about this goal, it sounds unreal even to her own ears. A student who cannot read maps or identify directions is suddenly aiming for a top university. Her academic level is tested again, and the results are brutal. She must start from elementary textbooks. Yet Mr. Sabota never shows disappointment. He celebrates her first correct answers as if they were achievements worthy of applause. 5 points become a victory. Understanding basic concepts becomes a breakthrough. What makes Mr. Sabota different is not his knowledge, but his refusal to define students by their lowest moments. He adapts his teaching to each individual, finding ways to connect lessons to their interests, personalities, and fears. He believes that intelligence is not fixed, but buried. His classroom is not a place of pressure, but of trust. For Sayaka, this trust is transformative. Someone believes she can change before she believes it herself. And once that belief takes root, the idea of staying the same becomes unbearable. This is the turning point of Sayaka's life. Not because her grades improve dramatically, but because her identity begins to shift. She is no longer a girl surviving day to day without direction. She is a student with a goal, however distant. Sabota does not promise success. He promises effort will matter. And for Sayaka, that promise changes everything. Once Sayaka accepts her goal, effort quietly enters her life and refuses to leave. There is no dramatic transformation, no sudden awakening of talent. Instead, change begins with discomfort. She wakes earlier than before, arrives at the cram school before anyone else, and studies material that feels humiliatingly basic. Elementary textbooks replace fashionable magazines. Simple questions demand intense concentration. Each small success costs her more energy than failure ever did. Yet for the first time, exhaustion feels meaningful. At home, resistance grows louder. Her father dismisses her studies as nonsense, convinced that she is being deceived by false hope. He refuses to believe that someone who started so late could ever catch up. His words are sharp and absolute, meant to protect the family from disappointment, but instead cutting deeply into Sayaka's fragile confidence. Her mother stands between them, quietly shouldering financial strain and emotional weight. She chooses faith over certainty, even when it costs more than she can afford. Despite the tension, Sayaka does not stop. She studies during commutes, memorizes vocabulary while riding her bicycle, and reviews notes during outings with friends. Her old lifestyle slowly becomes incompatible with her new routine. Parties feel hollow, laughter feels distant. Her friends mock her ambition, predicting her failure with casual cruelty. This time, Sayaka does not argue. She simply keeps going. Persistence becomes her response to doubt. At the cram school, progress appears in fragments. A few more correct answers, slightly higher scores. Mr. Sabota celebrates every improvement, no matter how small. To him, growth is not measured by comparison with others, but by distance traveled from where one began. He notices that Sayaka lacks not only academic knowledge, but basic general understanding. She struggles with geography, current events, and fundamental concepts of society. Instead of criticizing her ignorance, he expands her world through reading and discussion. He teaches her that knowledge is not memorization, but connection. The more she learns, the more she realizes how much she does not know. This realization does not discourage her. It humbles her, sharpening her focus. Slowly, Sayaka's appearance begins to change as well. Makeup becomes lighter, clothing becomes simpler. She cuts her hair and abandons the image she once relied on for validation. The beauty she once chased fades, replaced by something quieter and stronger. Discipline reshapes her posture, her gaze, her presence. She is no longer trying to be noticed. She is trying to become capable. The impact of her effort extends beyond herself. Other students at the cram school, each burdened by their own failures, begin to respond to Mr. Sabota's approach. One boy, trapped under the weight of parental expectations, discovers motivation through a strategy that transforms resentment into purpose. Sayaka watches these changes with admiration. She realizes that effort is contagious. When someone dares to struggle openly, others find the courage to follow. As months pass, Sayaka's daily life narrows into a single rhythm. Study, rest, repeat. There are moments of frustration, moments when she wants to return to comfort and ease. But now, retreat feels more painful than perseverance. Her effort has given her something she never had before: ownership of her time. She is no longer drifting through days defined by boredom. She is moving forward, even when progress is slow. This stage of Sayaka's journey does not offer triumph. It offers transformation. Effort does not change everything at once. It changes posture before results, mindset before success. It teaches Sayaka that value is not assigned by others, but built through repetition and resolve. The moment Sayaka begins to believe in effort is also the moment failure starts to hurt. When the results of the national mock exams arrive, reality refuses to soften its voice. Despite months of discipline, long nights, and relentless repetition, her scores remain painfully low. Letters that signal failure stare back at her without emotion. No matter how hard she tries to reinterpret them, the message is clear. She is still far behind. The dream she is chasing feels distant again, almost cruel. For the first time since she started studying seriously, doubt gains the upper hand. What makes this failure unbearable is not embarrassment, but exhaustion. Sayaka has already given up comfort, friendships, and the version of herself that once felt safe. To fail after such sacrifice feels like betrayal by effort itself. She begins to question the value of persistence. If effort does not guarantee progress, then what is the point of continuing? Her thoughts grow heavy and circular. Each mistake feels personal. Each low score feels like proof that some people simply start too late. The voices around her do not help. Her younger brother, struggling with his own path, speaks words he does not fully understand. He suggests that some dreams are unreachable, no matter how hard one tries. That effort cannot overcome every limit. Though spoken casually, His words strike Sayaka with precision, that lowering her goal might be the only way to protect herself from further disappointment. Overwhelmed, Sayaka finally voices what she has been suppressing. She tells Mr. Sabota that she wants to aim lower, to choose a safer path where failure will not hurt as much. She frames it as realism, but he hears the exhaustion beneath her logic. He does not comfort her gently. Instead, he confronts her with an uncomfortable truth. Lowering her goal will not ease her pain. It will only teach her to retreat whenever fear appears. He tells her plainly that if she gives up now, she may not enter any university at all. The words are harsh, but intentional. Mr. Subota understands that encouragement without honesty can become another form of deception. Sayaka leaves that conversation broken rather than reassured. The city feels colder, louder, more indifferent than ever. For the first time, she wonders whether her teacher has pushed her too far. That night, she collapses in front of her mother, apologizing for her weakness, for the money, for the trouble. Her mother does not scold her. She does not demand strength. She simply says that stopping is allowed if continuing hurts too much. That unconditional acceptance, offered without expectation, becomes the most painful gift of all. Because Sayaka realizes she does not want to stop. In the days that follow, Sayaka remains lost. She studies mechanically, without conviction. Her failures feel heavier than before, because now she understands what she stands to lose. Yet during a quiet visit to the university she once believed was unreachable, something changes. She observes students walking freely, discussing ideas, smiling with purpose. The atmosphere is different from anywhere she has known. For the first time, she does not imagine success. She imagines belonging. That realization steadies her. Sayaka understands that doubt is not a signal to quit, but a consequence of caring deeply. Courage, she learns, is not confidence without fear. It is the decision to move forward while fear remains unresolved. When she returns to Mr. Sabota, she does not promise success. She promises effort without retreat. The failures do not disappear, but they lose their authority. From this point on, Sayaka studies not to avoid pain, but to honor the version of herself that chose to stand back up. The final stretch of Sayaka's journey arrives quietly, without triumph or certainty. By the time the entrance examinations draw near, she no longer measures her days by confidence or fear, but by routine. She studies because studying has become part of who she is. Success remains uncertain, yet retreat is no longer an option she considers. The goal is no longer to prove others wrong, but to honor the effort she has already given. In this calm determination, she enters the most important days of her life. On the morning of the exams, the city turns against her. Heavy snow disrupts transportation, roads clog with traffic, and time begins to slip away. For a brief moment, panic threatens to undo everything. Then her father appears. The man who once dismissed her dream now insists on driving her himself, clearing obstacles without explanation. Inside the car, there are no long apologies, only quiet resolve. He tells her not to worry about tuition, about money, about the future. For the first time, he acknowledges her effort without conditions. Sayaka does not forgive him immediately. Years of neglect cannot be erased in one conversation. But she sees something she had not seen before. Her father, like her, once failed his own dream. The exams themselves are merciless. Fatigue, anxiety, and unexpected physical discomfort interfere with her performance. The subjects she once felt strongest in do not unfold as she hoped. Each passing minute feels heavier than the last. When it ends, there is no sense of relief, only emptiness. Sayaka returns alone, convinced she has fallen short at the final moment. Even encouragement from her family cannot reach her. That night, she studies again, not because it will change the outcome, but because stopping now would feel like betrayal. The final exam demands more than knowledge. It demands perspective. As Sayaka writes, fragments of her journey return to her mind. The teacher who believed before results appeared, the mother who sacrificed quietly, the nights spent struggling with concepts she once thought were beyond her reach. She no longer writes as someone trying to impress. She writes as someone who has learned how to think, how to question, and how to connect ideas to real life. In that moment, regardless of the result, Sayaka has already crossed an invisible line. When the results are finally released, she hesitates before checking. Fear has not disappeared, but it has softened. She enters her identification number and closes her eyes. Then she opens them. She has passed. Sayaka is accepted. The news spreads quickly, carrying with it tears, disbelief, and quiet joy. Years of tension dissolve into something fragile and new. Her family, once fractured by disappointment, begins to heal through shared relief. Yet, the true significance of this result lies beyond admission. Sayaka does not become extraordinary because she enters a prestigious university. She becomes extraordinary because she refused to remain who she was told she would always be. Her journey does not argue that effort guarantees success. It argues something more honest and more powerful. That effort reshapes the person who gives it. Even if she had failed, she would not have returned to her former self. This result redefines Sayaka's life not by opening doors, but by changing her posture toward the world. She now knows that labels are temporary, that beginnings do not dictate endings, and that courage often appears only after repeated failure. Her story closes not with certainty, but with possibility. And that, more than success itself, is the greatest reward she could have earned.